Welcome back to the Liquid Late Nights podcast. We love movies. We love music. I do not recommend doing movies, 3-hour movies back to back to back. Just personal preference.
That's what I told you last week. But just trying. That's not.
And I did
I
it.
mean,
It's all I gotta do.
I saw that. I saw you at some dining theater. This man gonna do that. I'm sorry. All right, carry on.
We'll come to that in a minute. That's CD. I'm Mr. A. The first thing we want to talk about, because you've seen some things coming up. So Michael, $1 billion biopic, out on streaming. But apparently, the Renaissance resurgence is here. These kids don't know. They didn't know.
They
Now
don't
they know.
know. They don't know. It's just anyway.
Michael passed away in 2009.
Yeah. So it's how many years is that?
17
17.
years. So there's people, I mean, it's like 18, 19, 20-year-olds that they have no idea. 2020, even 2025 at that point. Whatever his
That's
last.
dude. That's some
Oh,
30. That's some 40-year-olds don't know anything about that, Mark.
that's a little weird.
Well, okay, okay. So if you're 40 or 35 or 40, maybe you're in college, maybe it's beyond you at that point. I know with certain stuff I learned later, but no, I'm not trying to explain that. Anyway, my point, what I'm trying to understand is the 2026 biopic is a phenomenon and a resurgence of Michael Jackson's, the essence of the guy, the man, what he was able to do. The movie made, I don't know, globally what, a billion?
Billion. A little over a
and
billion.
and it's still it's going to go into, it's going to make more because I know I talked about it when we did it before. I didn't see it just as a Michael Jackson movie. I saw it as a basically a biops. I like biops of the family, and people were critical of his father, of Jafar's Jackson's father, Jermaine, for doing it. I know there's some family friction. It's always going to be friction, but he did a decent job of showing the family, even though they were little hard on Joe, I thought, but then Joe had to do what he had to do to discipline the boys and make them what they are and what they've been for the last 50 years, or more than 50 years, to be honest with you. So I like that part. I like the part showing them working and practicing as little kids and in the steel mill, and his father worked in the steel mills in Gary, Indiana. So now, fast forward to this movie comes out. The music is it's just phenomenal. So it was a hit globally, correct? The movie. Now, if you go to YouTube, I went to YouTube, I was looking at some stuff, and all of a sudden I'm getting these things that you see these people now have these tracks where they review movies or they review videos or they review songs, older songs,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
they
yeah.
talk about it.
Hmm.
So the Michael Jackson ones is off the chain. I watched this couple does this thing. They did Thriller, which people they knew the song, but they never saw the video, which is insanity, right? Because when I was coming up, like when Thriller, when the video was coming out, it was a 15-minute short film. What Michael called it, he told him about it in the movie. One of my guys where I work, one of my colleagues, had a party. We had a party, had a cookout to watch the video. We did this. We actually did that. We didn't have big screen TVs and stuff back in those days, but we still had it. It's in the 80s, but it was insane. So for me to see these young people reacting, and they can't even believe, and yeah, and because Thriller was like excellent. You know what I mean? What else? I saw people that did. I saw one the guy Smooth Criminal, which was my favorite one. It's like insanity. So and then his Thriller, Billie Jean, all these things are uh, I saw the number. I forget. Right, it was like a billion streams to some insane number, dude. What is going on here? You ever seen that?
I mean, I remember when Prince passed away, a bunch of his stuff surged up. And I think they're working on a Prince biopic too. I
Yeah, I
should know
know. I
so,
know it.
but but they don't know. You talk about Smooth Criminal. That's part of Moonwalker. If people watch Moonwalker, they're gonna lose their minds.
I
What do you
know it.
mean this man made a movie? It was basically music videos with a weird plot with Joe Pesci in it. Just go with it.
Yeah.
This is
No,
what we do.
yeah. There's some
This is
guy was
Michael.
talking about Moonwalker. They was like, it's it was like, and there's a couple other ones that we did. What's the name of that movie that's album that came in the '90s? Oh gosh, when the song "They Don't Care About Us."
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh God, I remember
It's
the song. I
I
remember what
forgot
movie
about
now
it
too.
because I watched
Yeah,
it. Oh, was it called History?
yeah, that was the album.
They have
That
it
was
called
the
History.
album. Yeah, because there's another song on that one ends up being the "Remember the Time," which is Eddie Murphy's in it,
They
and
showed that
what's her face
Iman,
supermodel Iman? Yeah, and they're the
Iman.
pharaohs, and he's dancing. Yeah, I remember.
Oh,
Yeah,
that listen, that one blew my mind when I saw it the first time. So I'm watching these kids watching that one. They couldn't even believe it. That's Eddie Murphy. Yeah, of course it is. And then Iman is so beautiful, and she put the so-called fake Nefertiti's bust to shame because she looked like what she's supposed to be. That's Iman. She's from that part of the world called Africa, and that's what that was. It was just and when that came out in the early '90s, I said, "Oh my goodness!" It was just so I'm seeing all this. I'm like, what in the and the money is piling up because I went to chat. I had it, but I lost. I don't want to do with it. It's just it's a resurgence. It's people said they never heard of him and they never knew that good. I saw like this guy shoot one. The Jackson Five was on the Ed Sullivan show when Michael was like 10 years old,
hmm
and all these young people didn't know Michael had been performing since he was 9 or 10 years old. So it's just what it is. I think it's just totally different. It's just it's a phenomenon. I find it entertaining. I find it just I can sit back and watch it because I'm from that age group. I know how I felt when they came on the scene. Uh, we were losing our mind. I was like junior high school or something like that, man. So it's just it's good.
yeah, yeah.
It's good. No, it's just I'm trying to figure out who making the most money out there, Sony or the state. The state gets a piece.
Well, who owns? Well, wait a minute. Who got the? No, the state still owns the music. His music catalog is still owned by the family somehow, or did he sell it?
No, he bought. Well, they
He
had
bought.
to sell part of it because when Michael died, it was the state was in some financial difficulties, and they cleared that up. They cleared up in a hurry. They've been liquid shit since less than 5 years after Michael died.
Okay,
Just money, and this thing just gave it just
just
boosted up.
extra.
Yeah, just
I remember they pushed. They put, do you remember? Did you ever watch? Did you ever hear or watch Captain EO?
mm-mm.
So he did it basically not a ride, but basically a 3D movie thing at Disney that
Oh, I've seen that. Yes, yeah,
George Lucas filmed and directed, and Angelica Houston's in it, and Michael's in it, and it's all these you know Jim Henson puppets. I don't think it was Jim. It might have been all these puppets, and there's a whole bunch of stuff, and he sings. He's got it's crazy, and they put that thing back at the parks after he passed away, and that thing ran for like another 3 years or so
yeah. Oh, I've seen it.
with plenty
That
of
one I
people.
just forgot.
And you can watch it on yeah, you can watch it on YouTube now, the whole film. But again, that's the kind of thing. It's like you just put George Lucas, who clearly visionary, Michael visionary. You put these
Yeah.
two guys together, and we're just let's just make this thing.
Well, it's like when he put him and Quincy Jones together. Because
Mm-hmm.
people didn't know because one guy pulled up We Are the World. They had never seen We Are the World. It's Quincy
Oh
Jones and
jeez.
Michael oh dude, this thing was insane. Well, they did a documentary on that a couple of
Yeah,
years ago.
yeah,
But
that was a
but
good
I
documentary.
but again, I've seen so many just and I just sit back and relax and watch it again. It's better entertainment. I just like the idea of seeing these people who never seen it before, who are in their 20s or whatever, like that, and they losing their minds. How this is incredible because you don't have CGI and all this kind of stuff. They say that's not set. That's not a set. No, that's him. This guy can dance because Michael's moves insane.
hmm
They did that one. They did Billie Jean. I mean, it's just. But I like this one he did. What about us? So
Yeah.
he's just that's all from history, right? Because history
hmm
was in the '90s. And
hmm
I was still listening. I was into a lot of jazz, but I was still Michael's stuff was still real in where I was living because I was living in suburban Southern California. But it's like man, it was just this guy, man. One guy, a young guy, was listening to him. And he said, "Man, no wonder the deep state wanted to take him out of discredit him because he was saying stuff. The thing about his Earth song, The video when the earthquake going on, showing what we were doing to the animals, and I watched the video like a week ago. And I was like, good gracious, I forgot about this. You know what I mean? The deforestation. Michael was bringing some serious messages to everybody. You know? It's just the guy is just, some people bring you stuff and you can't. Now it's just resurgent in a younger generation. I'm just happy about that. I just
Yeah.
I don't care what Oprah and all her friends say about what they try to do. I'm just pissed with them, but no, that's
Oh
just me.
Lord.
But
Oh Lord.
huh?
Or over getting shrapnel. That's all good. All right. Well, we're gonna check. Everybody, check it out. If you don't know, now you know. Now you can go check out some things.
That guy, because they appeared, the brothers appeared on the first time he got on network television about 1968 or so, maybe it's no 68, 69. They were in Sullivan. I remember as a little kid. So I'm a little kid, okay, and they were little kids. They're little black kids, okay. So that was a to your mind in the world. I was in the 1960s America. You got to get that. You guys, well, you're a little older, but you guys still had MTV and stuff by the time you grew up and stuff.
Yeah.
We had nothing. We had never mind. But this was these guys, because I saw again a young couple was playing Michael singing "I Want You Back" and all the medley, all those songs, the first hits they had as the Jackson Five, because they put out like 3 albums in like the first year or the first year and a half or something, and all hits. Just when you could buy a 45 record for $1. Well, I guess it was there was hour streaming at the time. You could buy a record for $1,
Get
and you
that
have two
single.
sides of it,
Mm-hmm.
huh?
Get that hot single.
The hot single, but then on the first one came out, "I Want You Back." But then when people flipped the B side was "Who's Loving You," and "Who's Loving You" is a better song. It's it's a 10-year-old Michael screaming to the top of his lungs like a grown man. Talk about cookies and milk and stuff with his girlfriend. No, man. I'm
Did
just
you
never mind.
did you watch the? Just popped back in my head. The Jackson's American Dream miniseries. I think it
Yeah,
came out in 2000. I remember.
Lawrence Hilton Jacobs played the dad in that movie.
Mhm.
Yes.
I remember getting. I bought that soundtrack. I don't even think I watched the whole miniseries, but I bought the soundtrack.
That was a long time ago. That's a long
Yeah,
time ago.
yeah. That was like that had to be the early '90s or
Yeah,
late
yeah, I
'80s,
saw
early
it.
'90s.
No,
Yeah.
it was good,
Mhm.
but the makeup was a little faulty. But yeah,
Yeah, you know.
but no.
You work with what you can work with.
But that was Lawrence Hilton Jacobs played their dad, and they always make Josie. I mean, but he had to be a taskmaster. He controlled those boys. He controlled all the girls who was chasing them down and stuff. Man, that's the guy had the vision. I understand they had the sons had the talent and everything. I'm not the girls in that, but the vision was the father and the mother to put that together. Because I was listening to what somebody who said it was Jermaine or was it Janet said the house they lived in Gary Indian was about the size of a two-car garage. It's little, of course, I know that. Nine kids, two adults, and a house. And I lived in a house like that, so it's just so that's where we come from. And you excel from there. I just thought, wow. You know what I mean? But anyway, what do I know?
Yeah, you know it all.
I just thought it was just if nobody's seen the movie and you go back and you look at this stuff, you say, look at these, because there were several groups came up when they was coming, they tried to compete with them. Like the what's the Partridge? Not the Partridge, the Osmonds.
Osmonds.
The Osmonds were decent, but he was not the Jackson. Jackson Five was like a whole new world. But even though Donny Osmond, I think, and Mac, they all became friends and stuff. They were good friends and stuff. But that's what they anyway. So yeah, what do I
Trying
know?
to once something. No, it's like once something makes money, everybody's trying to figure out a way to make some
Yeah,
money with it. So
if you know the history of it, Joe left Motown very early because Barry was trying to cut him short. Because Barry regarded as a gangster too. He's a Motown gangster, but he went to CBS Records and they blew up even further. But yeah, the whole history of that is a lot of stuff to unpack. So anyway, I grew up with that, and so I'm never mind. And
mm,
yeah, but again, if you haven't seen the movie, you can try to see that. But and then the music itself is something. The Jackson Five packages are so much good stuff. Then Michael's stuff is like from off the wall to thriller to bad to dangerous to the history. It's insane. Even what the one he did when he was still a little kid about that. He did a soundtrack for a movie called Ben. You know
Oh
Ben?
yeah, I remember it. Yeah, I remember. Yep, yep.
The pet rat
The
Ben.
pet rat.
That's a beautiful. It's just
Yeah, it sounds
Ben
beautiful.
was like that was like still probably in the late '60s. Because Michael never single like that was Michael did that album as a little kid about a little kid who had a pet. I mean, it was insane. No man, so what do I know? I just had to get that in there. So,
Yeah, to get that in there. All right. Ben, I forgot about Ben. The two brothers. Why are you singing? Why are you singing poetic to the rat? All right. Anyway, it's the '70s. All right. So let me.
nah, I'm sorry, I took you all track. I blew you up.
Oh, I got confused. That damn rat.
This is your brain. This is your brain on drug.
Yeah. Now I remember. It's a rat. All right. So yeah. So I went on and saw the two biggest movies of the summer because I had to put it in. I was like, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do this. I got to get it done. This is the day I'm going to get it done. I'm getting it done. So I went and watched Spider-Man: Brand New Day and Odyssey, um, which you haven't seen either
Let,
one yet, right?
let me just say this to you.
No,
You are sick.
you
Could
you,
try to do that twice, and I told you, never mind it.
you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
You, this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs.
I was definitely melted,
That's what
but
I know.
I had to get it done. It had to get done.
But you can't. You enjoy it like 6 months from now because you have to go watch it again. Never mind.
I made it through.
I
I mean,
know
I
that
will be
part.
watching these again. I will be watching these again, but listen,
My bad.
listen, I'm a movie guy. I came up loving movies in my teens and working in movies. I love movies, so it was nice to kind of get back in that. Would I do that again? Probably not. I really like when Avengers Doomsday and Dune 3 Part 3 come out. I'm not doing the knock on wood. I'm not doing those both on the same day.
Last time I watched two movies in one day, I think I watched Denzel. What's the one he was in that movie when he was a guy in his Apocalypse America. What was it? The one
Oh,
he
oh, Eli, Book of Eli.
the Book of Eli,
Yeah.
and I want to say the first Star Trek, the one the
Oh,
Kevin.
oh, the Kel. Oh, jeez. Okay.
I was at Burbank Studios. I was in there, and yeah, but and yeah, never mind. Yeah, I think I did that.
You think you did that? All right, it's been a minute. I probably shouldn't have. All right, I do some reviews. I'm not gonna do spoilers. I managed to avoid spoilers up until this point for Spider-Man, which I'm very impressed with myself. Um, so both of these are 3 hour movies. Like Spider-Man's under 3 hours. Odyssey's a little over 3 hours. But Spider-Man moved. I was never bored. Moved quick. I wasn't spoiled by any cameos in it. Like if you've seen the trailer, you know some big ones. But not even spoilers, but they had more in the movie, which was good. Um, I think it sets up. It had to set up to be the next movie before Doomsday, but they didn't have to like push it in your face that hey, the next movie is Doomsday. So that was good. Um, they had a new way of when he was swinging through the city. You get this kind of his POV view of what he's seeing, which is I don't know what it was, but it was cool. It was like very. And he
So,
hadn't done
so
this before.
you mean the web slinger slinging
Yeah,
through
when he's slinging.
Gotham?
Yeah, so he's like you're kind of in his head, so you're seeing what he's seeing as you're kind of going through.
That's
Which
awesome.
yeah, I'm like okay. New York City, even though I know they didn't film most of it there, but New York City looks like New York City when it gets down to like the street level or up and down. It looks right. It doesn't look like oh we did this on a back lot or we did this in Canada or whatever. It looked and felt like New York City, which is kind of cool.
It's not like a cowboy movie film in Calabasas.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, no, shout out to Calabasas, but
Still,
still,
you can't do it anymore now. There's but houses out there now. But
everywhere. Um, Good character development, emotional arc. It was a good movie. I enjoyed myself. I really enjoyed myself. I thought it was a really great Spider-Man movie. They got tone them up a little more because they're all older now, and it's post college for them. So that's gonna be good. So I enjoyed it. It's making all the money, and I can see why. Like it hit 1 billion worldwide real quick. Um, Actually, I think it's 1.6 or something. It yeah.
but
Um,
what's it about Spider Man that Everybody, it's Peter Parker, I think, but it's just me.
I mean, that character just kind of, I think, just that everyman character. It just speaks to people, and it's been speaking to people since it came out. That's regardless of you. You know, people are like, oh, you know, the Avengers now are popular, or X Men were popular. Wolverine's, but no, Spider Man's always been the guy for Marvel.
Well, so I remember. Okay, so again, I'm back in grade school now, so reading Marvel comics because Peter Parker was a regular guy. He's cool. He had two girlfriends, the blonde and the red hair. Remember that? That's Peter Parker. Peter Parker, but he was also Spider Man. He lived in a home. He a web sling. He was smart. He visited those things for, and it was just
And
his
broke.
his the writing for him was always very good. He was always, well, I want to say a smart mouth, but he was just what he would say to people was always on point. And I like Peter Parker as a comic book character growing up because he wouldn't join the Avengers initially. They tried to make him join, but you know what I mean? You know, I'm saying I'm out of here. I'm Peter, I'm Spider Man, and I think that maybe sometimes people like that part about it. He's a renegade type. It's my little,
Just trying to take care of the neighborhood,
yeah,
or
you
all
know,
the
friend neighborhood
neighborhoods.
Spider Man. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's from me. From how old was I? Probably a I don't know, 12-year old, 13-year old, respective one. Spider Man.
yeah.
Sorry,
But no,
carry on.
all of these movies, whichever character, whichever guy's playing Spider Man, they make the money. The cartoons always make money. The comic books still sell. You know, you know, this was the lead character when they did that first like DC Marvel crossover. Who they put? They put Spider Man and Superman
Yeah,
because that's your franchise. That's the main guys. That's number one. So I think
Spider
that's what it
Spider Man's in
was.
New York too. I mean,
Yeah,
you say he comes from the country, but he's still in New, it's uncool as hell to be swinging around New York City.
yeah.
You can't be swinging around in Dallas. Y'all hate Dallas.
Nobody's
Anybody swinging around in Dallas.
running the Jerry.
It's
Hey
New
Jerry.
York City. You can't swing in LA either because we don't have enough skyscrapers.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's got to be New York. You know, you probably go to Hong Kong, but hey, that's another deal.
Yeah, he's busy.
It's New
Um,
York.
it's New York. But yeah, I think it's a good movie. Yeah, I think you're gonna like it. And it and the Odyssey have the rest of August to themselves anyway. There's nothing really big coming out. They're gonna keep making all the money. Which leads us to the Odyssey. um, so Christopher Nolan filmed this in IMAX screens. He wants 70 millimeter. He wants the biggest screens that
Yeah.
possible, causing all this concentration because we don't. People kind of talk about formats all of a sudden. Big formats, whatever. I'm gonna tell you, I saw it in 70 millimeter, but not like big screen 70 millimeter, not IMAX 70 millimeter. So it looked good. I would have wanted a bigger screen, but by the time I got to see it, I think it was in Dolby. I think Dolby's still the best format for me, and they'd already pulled out Adobe to put Spider-Man in there. So if I would see it again in the theater, I want to see it on a bigger screen because I think to fit all of it in, you need the bigger screen because I know there was stuff happening on the edges because he was filming it wide. He was filming it wide. There's a lot of stuff happening. Um, but having said that, like everything's very, very visceral, like and not bloody. So I was trying to explain this to somebody. So
Not
for
like the House of Dragon, too bloody, right?
yeah, yeah, like people are dying, but it's not like it's like gore and which is another thing. Like every movie, sorry, I'm gonna go back a minute. Every trailer that played before the Odyssey was like every R-rated horror movie that's coming out in time for Halloween, and I didn't like any of them.
Yeah, I don't need the gore, dude. I'm not that.
These jump scares, and
I
but
can
then
never
this,
been a surgeon. I can't do blood, huh?
yeah, this movie has monsters. People are dying and war scenes and things like that, but it's not like bloody and it's not gratuitous. But you definitely feel like if somebody's, you definitely feel like you can, it's hard to describe. It's like there's definitely bad things happening, but it's not like you're seeing it bad, but maybe your mind just knows, yeah, this is bad. Um, let me see. There's, I'm going to do this in reverse order. There's a lot of people in this movie for just like a couple of scenes. Like
Charlize
Nobita.
Theron, my girlfriend.
Yeah, I didn't know she was in this. Charlize Theron
My
was in this.
girl, dude.
Lupita's in it, and I
Yeah.
and I knew she was
John
playing
Leganzo,
twins.
Leganzo Zomo in it.
Yeah, he's in it a lot. I was like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Tori
Lupita looks
Hawkins.
good. There's so
Oh,
many
yeah.
people. Yeah, and just like and they're playing good roles, but they're getting in and out. Matt Damon's going to get a nomination. This movie's getting all the Oscar nominations. I'm just putting it out there now.
So listen, let me
Matt
ask you a
Damon's going to
question.
get a Best Actor
I
nomination.
know that guy. I don't know his name, but I've seen him in a lot of movies. He's a British actor or something. But listen, so why are people losing their mind? This is a great cast. This is a diverse. I'm looking at all these people, dude.
Hmm.
Right now, I'm looking at them. I say, this how you supposed to make a movie.
Hmm.
Chess Lopez,
I think that
Jovan,
I think the rapper you were talking about. I think I knew what part he was playing. There's a bard that certain
Travis
scenes
Scott.
is like standing on top of a table and kind of beating out the story of the siege of Troy.
Yeah,
It kind of spoken word, kind of,
yeah,
but he's not. He doesn't do it that long, but it's powerful and gets in there, and that's kind of
yeah.
part. He's getting people to do these parts, but maybe they only have a couple lines and then to get out of the way. Um,
Amish Patel. This cast is
yeah.
insane, dude.
Robert Pattinson is a is terrible. He's a terrible man in this movie. There was the one time somebody clapped in this movie had to do with something they did to this man because this man was terrible this entire movie. Um, and Hathaway looks good.